Happy New Year! Oh, this is so exciting. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I am JB Bryan of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afro Economics. I want to put this in because I think that will help. I think that will help. I see you, but you have to please feel free to make a comment and then I will, but I can only see numbers right now. I appreciate you. Please make sure you share this with your friends. We're going to talk about man versus machine. We're not going to talk about woman versus machine because there is absolutely no competition. There's none. Machine could never beat woman. Come on. Right, Casey? It's man versus the machine. So this entire discussion is on helping men out. Definitely. Here is the link. Here is the link on coming into the studio for any members that want to say Happy New Year to me. Lavender. Right back at you, Stone Mountain, Georgia. You just can't switch your name whenever you want, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Lavender GA. I mean, what's the story behind that? I'm not even going to tell your other aliases because you probably still recovering. Y'all still recovering. I know Stone Mountain, Georgia is still recovering from all them gunshots into the sky and all that. I was the Yes, and how you doing, Ms. Deloach? I just sent that link up there. I would love to see you all. It seems like I haven't seen y'all forever, and it's only been a week. And I have been working hard. I did not. Nonstop. One of my favorite songs to work out with is Nonstop by Drake. And I'm telling you, it's a nonstop. And then one day I had the nerve to feel tired. I was like, what in the world? I was even working on Christmas. By choice, I wanted to work on my dissertation, which is connected to this topic of AI, robo advisors using technology. So that's what I enjoy about being in school now doing my PhD. And because and my emphasis is on 21st century finance. So it allows me to bring my research into our discussions. So bear with me over these next couple of years that hopefully, well, I won't say bear with me because that's just negative to say. I'm going to bring you as much as I can. There's absolutely no reason for us to go and get knowledge if we don't give it to our community. The point of a higher education, a point of any education, any skill, any training is, in my opinion, to help others. Literally, I mean, and I know that like sounds like cliche or whatever, but literally, like as I get older, and I realize like that what it's all for, and everything that it's for life, in my opinion, is for giving, it's for serving, it's for helping someone else. Like it's about the first principle of Afro economics is legacy, the book, love. And every time literally that I think about the book, I always have to reach for it. Why don't I just think like, okay, you're about to do the workshop, like keep the book handy because you might actually think about it. And the last time someone, it was right before Christmas, and I said like, if you email me and give me your phone number and your email and your full name and your date of birth, because I like that for the database. then I would send out the free ebook. So I don't know what day it was. Someone did. They were already on the mailing list, which was great. And and I sent them the book. So yeah, I want this book to be like the encyclopedias were in our houses when we were growing up. Everybody had an encyclopedia. You know, the kids might have access to Google, but they don't have access to Afroeconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters. So get, the ebook is available for purchase if you want to support. That's beautiful. If you want the free one and you're listening to this, email me, send me all the information, or email me and say I already signed up for your database, but could you please send me the book? I'd be happy to. The and then the book like this is free shipping at the website. I don't know what Amazon is doing now, but I subconsciously don't want you to buy it off Amazon. So sometimes they'll have it. Sometimes they're selling like used books, like because I give, as you can tell, I give the book away a lot, especially, and so one time someone had sold the book, I guess, to a book service, and they were selling the book on Amazon for like over $40. I was like, kind of flattered, but of course none of it was coming to me. But the book is only $19.95 on the website plus free shipping. So if you see it somewhere for more than what it says on the back of the book, like this little QR has how much you should be paying for it. But that's man versus machine. The machine can win if we don't do our proper research. And then I guess like it doesn't really have to be man versus the machine, right? It could just, we can work together. And since the beginning, and I started in the business, of course, before I even started my firm. So shoot, I don't know, like what was it, 1992? When I first joined a firm, started my firm in 1995. And the machine has always been involved, always been involved. But a lot of the emphasis, as I was telling you, that my topic is about protecting the client's privacy and um, and when they're using robo advisors, and does their privacy protection vary, and is the current protections that you have with the federal government, is it enough, and things like that. And then it goes on and on. But when I finish, I'm gonna make that available to you too, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The you just look. Let's write Ms. Anderson. It will be finished, and then having these discussions like makes me even more excited, because I think that um that the future of the business, just from what I can see in research, like one of the major weaknesses for people who are depending completely on just a robo advisor or just AI for their investment selections, at some point, especially as they become more mature as an investor, they want investment advice. They want someone that's licensed. They want and appreciate more. Now, um, the opportunity for Afro economics, the point of it was that I feel like people were meeting advisors, meeting me too late in their life, not too late, but later in their life, where now with Afro economics, I'm able to help you while you're still working. And while you're still working, it can make a huge difference in the assets that we have under management when you retire. So, a lot of it could be seen as, oh, I don't need to talk to her until I retire, and I hear that a lot. They'll go like, I'm gonna call you when I retire. I'm gonna call you when I win the lottery or stuff like that. But we have to prepare for our success. You have to already develop in your mindset that you want to be a multimillionaire when you retire. How do I make sure that that gets done? Like, because, I can use the machine, spit you out some numbers, but how you get it done is about setting up a system that coordinates machines and men and women together. That we work together with the machine to keep you in your mission, to keep you on your mission. Right, Mr. Barber? Like so an advantage is to the machine is that you could just call an 800 number and do the analysis, do the risk questionnaire. Typically they're going to have some sort of criteria. um I even do that. You have to have some sort of criteria to get to know the client. And then so they say that they're such and such an investor, and then the machine will say, okay, this is what you should do. And then you will sign over the discretionary authority that the machine can do what the machine needs to do with your money. What I like about having the machines to help me using the all of these robotics and artificial intelligence to help me get to our conclusion. I like that when man, woman, and machine are working together, that we're able to make decisions that are more individualized. When we're working together with a person, the machine is not able to address what I know about you individually. So I spend a lot of time getting to know my customer, getting to know, that Ms. Anderson's family, her son, what's important to her, this and this and that, her information that I cannot share with you. But that the machine can't do that. Like, it can give you a questionnaire, but it can't see, well, oh, because of this, then that person has this that they can write off, or they don't have this that they can write off, or this, if they do this move, then this is going to impact them. Or even if they might think that they might do a questionnaire and they might really emphasize that they want to make all the money in the world. So they have this extremely high risk score. And then you look at what they're currently doing as a person. Now, the machine's not going to go and look at what you're currently doing. No, the machine is going to take your word for it. Yeah, Mr. Barber. Like, the machine is going to, if you say you're aggressive, they're going to take your word for it. Where if you have a good person helping you, a man or woman helping you, that I am going to say, do you realize, historically, what the volatility that you're exposed to? Are you ready to accept that? Like, because a lot of times they'll say, well, I want to make this goo gobs of money. But as soon as the market doesn't work in their favor, they see the market dip, they go crazy. They go crazy. The machine doesn't care that you sell it all. The machine does not care that you lost that money. And if you had a person to help you, that maybe you would have stuck it out. Like, I have hundreds of clients today that have been with me since 9/11. And I remember doing that conference call at that time, because there was no Zoom we could put all together at that point. So 2001, no, it was it was 2011, 2000. Yeah, it had to be 2000. So 9/11 was in 2000, the end of 2000, September 11, 2000. 2001, yeah, was the next year. And I'm just saying, I'm thinking of it just relative to, I was pregnant. I was pregnant when 9/11 happened. And I just remember, like, thank God for being, like, just emotionally grounded. I think, you can look back at some things and, if I had lost it, my clients would have lost it. We would have just lost it together. But thank God for just keeping me calm. And I mean, I was big and pregnant. She was born in a couple of months after that. Like, and I just said, hey, we're gonna do a conference call at noon. Da 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 da. Da. Like, I think that was the first time in my career that they had closed down the machine. There were so many people selling on Wall Street, they closed it down. The exchanges went down. So to this day, I have clients that are wealthy and they attribute a lot of it to me keeping them calm that day. And we don't even want to go into like COVID. See, the machine's going to make money either way. The machine's going to make money. You do what you do, you're doing it. The machine's going to make money. But according to a lot of the research, people, as far as your performance, because we still, just because you sell out and don't get the performance that the machine got, because how many people actually get the performance of the investment that they got in because their machine is switching them all the time? So when they made a decision based on historical performance, did they ever really see it, Casey? No, because they sold out or the machine was switching them out every month. They were doing all these things because, and it was doing this stuff. And the client like doesn't even remember because the machines are so transactional and it keeps you like just so stimulated that you lose sight of, oh, I purchased this based on 10%. I mean, 10 years. I purchased this based on 20 years. I purchased this based on whatever. You're not even giving it that because Miss Mac, you know what I mean? They're making so many transactions, or they just decided to give up. They pulled out. They got terrified. They couldn't handle it. They just, oh, Mr. Loach, they just got out. But like, isn't that like, isn't that an interesting thought? Move over a little bit, Mr. Loach. Like, I don't know why it's doing that to you. Great. You're so beautiful. Look at you. Like what that when you get something and you base it on a certain amount of years, like it says, oh, it did this over the last 5 years. But then the machine sells you out of it 6 months later, like because you set it up so that the machine could do whatever they wanted to do, hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? I thank God that, but when you have a good advisor, this is the way I service in a way that every company is trying to move away from. So I know that past my life, and I don't know how much time God is going to give me, but past my life, as I study doing my dissertation, things are not going to be the way we have it. Like things are not going to be where you're getting the level of service that you actually deserve, because the point is to be profitable. So if you have this advisor who's got all this experience and she is taking her time talking to every one of them, but they won't do it. If I worked anywhere other than my own firm, you couldn't even get to me. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? They would have me as branch manager or something. Like, I'd be telling other guys what to do. Like you would not be able to get that type of premium advice. I'd be doing lunches with big clients they want to bring in. They'd be multi-million. I'd be like, there's no way this girl that's been doing this is going to be treating everybody the same way, because the system's not designed like that. It's not designed. Even if you look at, fee schedules, the richer people pay less. You got more money, you pay less. You don't have as much money, you pay more. And our community goes out of its way to get robbed. So they use these companies that don't do it like my clients. You all are never exposed to fee-based mutual funds and things like that. That I'm getting paid from the product and I'm getting paid from you. But clients don't even know that. So they're instantly going to do better than someone who had that same portfolio, but the company has structured it to make sure they make more money off of it. And it happens all the time. As I've said about with Primerica, that same Primerica fund is sold as a no load with 5% or less. Like, so the person buying it through the Primerica rep is paying 4.5%, 5%. 5%. You know how much money that is? That is a lot of money. And we don't realize how much money it is. And with their life insurance too. But this is the kicker. It's a machine. And they're paying that much money too. They're paying more money for less service. The turnover is horrible. You usually don't even have that same person to talk to later, or you're just calling it. That is amazing. And when you say, like, whoa, this is just the blah, 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 no load, like, did so many people don't care about being robbed. So there will be a time where the machine benefits from our ignorance. The machine benefits from our lack of confidence in asking questions and talking to people and getting to know people like JB Bryant, going to the free members level. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely only reason that people are broke in this world is because they choose to be broke. It has nothing to do with how much money you make. I've seen people with multiple degrees. This one lady with a PhD, I said, your taxes are done wrong. Called the place, told them you need to do an amendment. This lady, that's an $18,000 error. And guess what the PhD said to me? Now I'm saying this, I'm the one working on a PhD. I'm doing mine, but I'm just telling you that you can have all the degrees in the world and be just as dumb as you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she said, because she didn't want to make no mess. Now these people did some sort of weekend class to get that certification doing her taxes. And she said, you got somebody for free. For free. I'm just telling her, there's nothing in it for me. This is wrong. And the lady at the tax place said, I'm not going to change it. She said, I'm not going to change it. I said, it's against the law. It's against the law for you to be doing her tax. This is not the correct way for her taxes to be done. You are not acknowledging her valid business expenses. You are to report business income, report business expenses, and if you did it correctly, she would not have this liability that you have put on this tax return. The lady said no. So that lady never talked to me again. The PhD. I see stuff like that happen over and over and over. So I know for a fact people are broke. Like the word says, our people shall perish due to lack of knowledge. I don't even, and it's not talking about, when it says knowledge, it's saying like, oh, that lady don't know the better. Yeah, that lady know better because God gave her me. He said it in the word, surround yourself by wise counsel. He gave her me. But through and through the Bible, you'll see that if people don't like the way someone said stuff, then they wouldn't receive it. They would not receive it. They would not receive it because they don't want it coming from a nappy head Black girl. So we sit there and we lose out. The king didn't want to hear it from Moses. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear it. But the machine will run you over if you accept that type of behavior. Period. And we are growing into a generation of young people who literally do not want to talk to a person. But when there's a problem, like the kid that was using one of those online tradings and he didn't know what he was doing and they did not have customer service. So he thought that he had lost a lot of money. So he writes a letter to his parents apologizing for losing all this money investing in this and this and that, and he kills himself. After that, they said, you need to have 24-hour customer service, somebody available for these people because they don't know what they're doing. So when all of the guys' trades settled and everything, he's already dead at this point. But by the time his parents find the letter, they figure out what happened. There was no loss. The boy was actually up. He was just doing these complicated trades and things had to settle and this and that and for it to come together. And I see those things happen a lot. A client will look at something, but they're looking at it wrong. And I go, oh, this is this and this and this and this. Oh, no, that's not yours. This is over here. Oh, okay, blah, 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 da, da, da. And then I show them and they calm down. But if you're just depending on the machine, shoot, even with Amazon, right? Oh, it was like yesterday, I was ordering my daughter and her friend, and so we were getting dinner, and I was like, "We should get Outback." I was like, "We should get Outback and blah, 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 and I'll have it here by 4 o'clock," because they had to leave. They wanted to leave by 6:30, and I was like, "Well, I'll have it here by 4 o'clock." So I order it. I'm going in the machine, getting DoorDash, da da da. 4 o'clock, they said, "What time do you want it to come?" I put it in so I could just go on with my day, correct? Like, you just like, let me just get dinner taken care of. I said, "Tell me what y'all want, blah, blah, blah." She sends me that. I go, da, 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 put it in. They start preparing the order. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I said, I do not want no cold steaks in my house. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, no, no. So then I'm like trying to, no machine, no, nobody available. Nobody. DoorDash was like, I don't care what you say. So then I'm calling because at this point you really don't know which Outback location they're going to use, but you assume they're going to use one that might be kind of close to you, right? So you got to find the number. So the lady, somehow she finds it and she says, "Oh, I'll stop that order." Click, hung up on me. So I call back, get another person. But I'm going to tell you, eventually I got to the manager and the manager said, "Oh, we can cancel your order on this end and they'll reimburse you." I said, "Well, does the machine actually allow me to reserve for what time or should I just wait?" And they had on there for scheduled time. But she said, "No, it's not going to do right." The machine is not always going to do right. So man, woman, and machine are going to always have to work together to maximize the service to you. Like, that was convenient, but I had to go back at 3 o'clock, put the order back in, pray that they do reimburse me. I do need to look and make sure that the machine gives me my money back. Like, yeah, I gotta make sure, and then do it, because a lot of things, you know how they go. It might take. What if I didn't have enough money to do 2 orders on the same day? It just, you know what I'm saying? It took $200 for the first one. Do you going back in? You got to do the other $200 like this one. But I'm telling y'all, that machine needs man with it. Because they need to realize, like, dang, God, that's a big order. We're holding on to her money. What if, thank God I need it, but it makes me think about the other person. You know what I'm saying? That does need it. So then they cancel it. What if they canceled it and then they didn't have enough money to get the next order, and they're holding the machine is holding their money? As it would be with your investments, when the young man was like, I lost money because, hope maybe he would have called if they had someone at customer service at night. And still some of the online services do not. I saw this, there's this Black man going through, like, how things come up, and he lost like $80,000 doing some online crypto investment, and he's just like, that was my life savings and I want my money back. Look, I bet there was no person even involved in this. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have a person to refer to, not realizing like you can have, now there's ETFs that have cryptocurrency in it. Like, get help, talk to an advisor. Like, with so many things that I've seen, like where our people get in trouble, like, with Wesley Snipes. Remember that he went to jail? If he were just a $30 individual, didn't even invest any money, just an individual member for $30. And he said, when I talk to you today, JB, I want to ask you about my taxes. I would have told him for $30, don't believe what your accountant is saying, Wesley. He will have you in jail. No. Because you have signed paperwork that says, I'm the one responsible. So the accountant didn't go to jail. Wesley goes to jail. And you see so many people like doing that. Like, if we'll look for something that says what we wanted to say. We're just looking for something that says what we wanted to say, and we go right with it. If it doesn't say what you wanted to say, like if it says, no, this is wrong, like a person has to be a person that is with me. And I thank God for my members. Because I think that machines are probably popular because you don't have to deal with a strong, intelligent personality like mine. I don't think, and when I was younger, I would really have a problem with that. I would be like, I really want people to like me. Like, now I focus on God, and I'll go, you know what is in Ms. DeLoach's best interest? She might not want to hear this, but by the grace of God, this is what's in her best interest. And that means looking back past everything that we blame on white people, because a lot of the things that we think about Black people, that smart Black people, like we base it on with white stereotypes, because we have a particular way we want smart Black people to look. And I don't think I'm that look. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so because you're not that look, maybe I'm supposed to have on a wig, have like, like my press or something, or I have it straight down. It should be like kind of a Nicki Minaj look or something. I don't know. But we have to get past that and start accepting that and getting a spirit of discernment. But we really can't do that. So God told me, like, how in the world do you think that you can be any different than Jesus? So when it's coming, when you're a person that is coming with truth, you'd rather have the machine, because the machine just spits out whatever. It's just spitting. It's spitting, and the machine is not going to talk about like what's best for you specifically, because it just has to give you this questionnaire, and according to this questionnaire, and then it has it in its legal documents, according to this questionnaire, this is what we think is best for you. Not our fault if it's not. Sign here, and do your little e-signature for the machine, and you move on. So what now it's going to be is you're going to pay for the machine, and when that doesn't work for you, you get to pay extra to get back to the person. So you're still paying for the machine, but you can't handle it. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to position it, because telling you, financial services rules the world. The business that I'm in, we're in the business of making money. And what I'm telling you is stuff that's just not discussed because you don't care. Most people just don't care. They just want this machine. Oh, something went wrong. So then they go, okay, Let me get you over here with Jennifer. Jennifer, help you get this right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but this gonna cost you 1.75, 1.75, and the machine is already charging you 0.85. So now you're up to over 2%. You're on your way to 3%, just like that. But look, Jennifer's gonna get you right. She's gonna get you right. And you just get right over there. So then now they make double money. Something that we do anyway. My clients don't pay extra for a machine to help me do my job. But we don't get it. Even at jobs now, Ms. Deloach, even 401ks are charging extra and everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to manage the account? Oh, they go, da, da, da. And I tell my clients, I go, Lord, if you were in Afroeconomics, you could save all that. That's what I do. That's what I do. And they're only putting them on a machine. And they're making lots more money. And then someone will say, well, why don't you do more? Just because they're doing it doesn't make it right. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't have to serve everybody. They got to serve everybody. So I get to choose, thank God. I'm at that point in my career, literally. I choose who I serve. And I get that right. I sent somebody away the other day. I was like, lady, we don't fit. And she was going to the worst place in the world, paying all outrageous fees. I was like, don't say anything. You know what they call to process the transfer? I shouldn't even have been involved in that. I was like, why am I on this phone? And the lady was like, oh, well, she's, and Mary Ellen on that phone asking me these elementary questions. I said, see, why this Black woman that I had can't treat me with respect so that I can keep helping her make money after she had already messed up her husband's account. That's what I can't. I'm telling you, I cannot spend the rest of my life watching people mess over people. I'm just not. It was crazy to see. I said, you have totally destroyed your husband's money. And I've been trying to help you through this. So she sends her husband's money over somewhere else where they're messing him up, feeding him to death, making less money, lower returns. And then you have the smaller account. And then now you're like, what are you complaining about? I don't even understand. I don't understand. I said, but you know what? We're not a good fit. And I thank God for that. Because if we're going to see, do you know how many people need my help? And if you sit there and allow yourself to be abused when you know that you're kissing their butt over and over and over and over, what is the problem? I keep reaching your goals. You said you wanted to make this certain amount of money. You got to that. You spent down. I got you back up over what you wanted. You went back down. You know what I'm saying? See, that's why they're putting everybody on machines. Because they don't want to deal with those behavioral weaknesses. But instead of me saying no, because it's all set up. I got the machine set up and ready to go. It's all set up. If something could happen to me, I have to prepare. Like, something happened, I want it to flow. But now, I thank God for the ability to be able to serve and let the machine help. I don't see the machine as my enemy. I see the machine as allowing me to super help my clients. This lady is going to be put on a machine and be charged more. Fees will reduce your amounts of money by hundreds of thousands over a 30-year period, for sure. And we just don't think about it. We just don't think about it because we're not looking at it. Like I can, look at, some of this stuff. Like if people are losing, but they think they're winning because they don't know what it's relative to. But the only reason you're supposed to be paying a fee is because you're supposed to be adding value to the client. So I just don't get where you cannot prove that this machine has done well or outperformed for this client or even gave them what they were expecting from day one, but that people still do it. I've seen the automatic rebalancing, and because it's the machine, they rebalance them. And is that really in their best interest at this point? Do they really need to be doing this right now? But it's auto. So they're in the machine and it gets done. And most people listening are in something like that, but they don't even know what rebalancing means. They don't even know why these transactions keep getting done. So I feel like in order to protect you, I have to be more careful about the man. It is very important for you, for me to be as healthy, as smart, as bright, as in tune as possible. You do not need me to be money hungry. You do not need me to be drinking and smoking and not taking care of my health. You don't need me to not be available to you. You need me to keep my word. And that's why I created Afro Economics. Because if you're going to have a man or woman involved in it, they need to be adding value. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I could just, what we think, like, okay, we think that you can use my brain one time. And then after that one time, you don't need my brain anymore. So then you'll say, well, then just forget the man. I'll just do the machine. So the machine is getting paid over and over, but no brain is getting paid over and over. So the machine is getting paid over and over. Then you have a tax question. What do they do? You call the 800 number and they say, what? Talk to your advisor. Well, I don't have an advisor. I'm with the machine. Well, that's on you, but we don't, the machine can't tell you that. What's going to be your tax consequences for what you're doing. And you're trying to do some tax loss harvesting, or play, and the machine, look, get help. But you're paying all the money to the machine. You lost your relationships. I cannot, Benita. Amen. I cannot save everyone. Thank you, sis. Amen. Yeah, we have to have the value added. Like, and I think that we see it. Like having a financial advisor, having the woman, man involved in your financial decisions is like having daycare for your children. You're trying to decide, if I go to work, will it benefit my family more if someone else takes care of my child? So that's the way it is with your money. You go, I know I could do this. I could do this. I could try to do this myself, and I could try to do Chat GPT, and I could try, this, like this friend of mine, she was in the hospital and she was Chat GPTing up. And I'm telling you, I feel like I was giving her way better advice than Chat GPT, because what? I know her. Chat GPT does not know you. So they give you a list of what this. It doesn't know. It didn't see your lab work. It doesn't know. It doesn't understand. It doesn't know that you smoke and you drink and you overweight and all the stuff that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not know. So it's just going to tell you these things. So when you have an advisor, it's when you have the professional that's involved. Even like a lot of times people have doctors, but the doctor doesn't know you. Once a year, y'all do a 15-minute visit. No, that's why you need to have on that capacity, like someone that's fully invested. I'm fully invested in Ms. Deloach's financial success. I am fully invested. Your loss is my loss. I mean, I really truly believe that. And that's why it's such a spiritual experience when you're with the right person. When you got, do you know that, Miss Silston, when you have a doctor that's totally in tune with you? Like this lady, my daughter's pediatrician, she said she goes into the grocery store and she can feel kids' pain. She can feel, like, she can look at the kids, she can tell, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, this lady is like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. That's why you gotta be careful who you are connected to. Because you know what I'm saying? They can make you sick. You keep on constantly talking to negative people. The next thing you know, you are negative. It's inevitable. You constantly are talking to broke people. The next thing you know, you're broke. You're constantly talking to people who go, next year I'll get that right. Next time I'll get that right. I'll talk to a person next time. I know the machine is not doing well. I know that I don't know how much they're charging me. I know that I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll so and so, like that just doesn't. And I tell you all the time about the lady that won the lottery. I think lottery winners are some of the hardest people to work with because a lot of them have very, very bad financial habits. And if my career was based on just like maximizing commission, and my thought was like that, like just make money, quick money, very transactional, I don't think it would bother me. But like that's what this lady said when she was a lottery winner, and I sent her away. But I said, like, you know, I can't help you, and I don't want to be connected to this. Like, I just don't. I can't help you. And she said, "Do you know how many people would be happy to take my money?" I said, "Probably quite a few." But it's really important to me that I help you. That I help you. Like, like there's not anything that we would have done, she would have gone through. She had already had a whole bunch of years of getting it. There was like she was doing the payment plan. She should have called me before she decided on what she was going to do. I gave her specific instructions on what she would do. And she'd already been put out of her house. She had nowhere to live. I had written a letter on my letterhead saying, I promise you we'll bring you this amount of money, this and that. I told her, don't do anything until we satisfy what we've told these people at this leasing office that you are going to do. Totally different. Gave away half the money to her church before she even came to the within a week. Within a week. I said the word doesn't say but 10%. If it says 10%, I don't even know if it really has 10%. Does it say 10%? I don't know. But Lord, you have a child depending on you. And at this point, you have nowhere to live. But you can't blame that on the church though. They trying to make money. They're to make money. They're not going to say, well, don't give us this. Have you got yourself straight? Do you have a place to live? You just got this. Like, no. But so I think that when you do get man, woman involved, you have that challenge of dealing with a man or woman. And I do feel that there's a certain percentage of us that don't want anyone to look out for their best interests. They'd rather just self-sabotage and mess over it. I remember I met this man one time and he was retiring and he had about 200,000 and he wanted to buy a car. So I had talked to him about investing the 200,000. This is all he had at the end of his like 30 something years of working. This is it. So this is what we had. So I was invested And he said, "Oh, before we invest that, I want to get a new car." So this was like, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. So, and at that point, he wanted a Lexus, and the Lexus he said was going to be like $70,000. Like, that was that many years, and that was 20 years ago. So then I said, "Well, have you considered maybe a used one?" And he got offended and did not do anything with me and just bought the car. He said, "I can't believe that you would think that I would drive a used car." That would have been funny if I had said, "I can't believe that you worked all these years and you only have 200,000." That would have been funny. Like, like what? I was like, "What? You can't believe that I would want you to save your money, and you can't believe that, well, I can't believe there's a whole bunch of unbelievable stuff going on." Oh my goodness. But the point is like, once you get people involved, trust that if some of the stuff might not be what you want to hear, but if you have a good advisor, if I'm doing my job, I want you to be able to feel that this is in my best interest, that she's suggesting something because it's my best interest, not because I want you to be in a used car, like, which I have no problem with. Do you have a problem with used cars, Mr. Loach?
I prefer a new one, but if I don't have it, I prefer having a car that
Or
runs.
look, or if you were, or look, amen. Thank God you ain't in his situation. Amen. But if you were in his situation, right? Like, but
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But that's how you get in that situation because of worrying about what, you know what I'm saying? Things that you can't afford to worry about. Bro, you cannot afford this. And what's it going to do? What is it going to change in the quality of your life between spending 35 or 70? You know what I'm saying? Cuz
It'll look good.
you still going to look good. Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. But I feel like as you get as we grow up, you start becoming less and less interested in stuff like that, and hopefully investing more. I feel that afro economics, I try to encourage you to invest in yourself. Take the trips. Like Ms. Deloach took several trips this year. Like, take trips, do things that are investing in you, do stuff you had always dreamed about. Because as soon as we get whatever it is, it's old. The things get old, but whatever the experiences are that you want, like they could last forever. They could last forever. But I think that years later, like I hope he probably thought about like, whoa, I think, you know what I'm saying? I wish I had some of that money back. Because in order to take out, if you got 200, you buy a car for 70, it's a retirement account. That's at least 110,000 to clear 70 after taxes. No, because you got to pay federal, you have to pay state. No, and then I'm not sure. He might not have been over 59 and a half yet, because 20 years ago people were retiring a lot earlier than they are now. Like now, six people retired at 60, 65, but early in my career, people were retiring in their 40s with pensions. If they had 30 years, say they went there, they started working there at 18, 30 years, they'd be 48. They're walking away. So, like, to take over half of your money for a vehicle, you know what I'm saying? And then for the rest of your life, this is your emergency, this is your emergency money. That's it. Like, it gets spent, but that car gets old. Like 10 years later, it's probably like, I don't know. Cars, I don't know. I wonder if he still has a car. Wouldn't it be funny if he still have that car? At least it was. And look, and I wasn't really a Lexus person at that time anyway. I was like, I probably said, why you get that? Why you get it said almost 1/3 spent on a car using the retirement fund? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's a lot of money. Old Testament Hebrew says tied 10%. Yeah. The Hebrew law was 10%, right? And she came out with 50. See, that's 50%. And there actually are limits on your, like, that literally probably created a tax problem for her, because like you can't just get, like, you have to there are some income limitations on how much you can actually give to charity. So like when she just did it, she should have talked to me first so that I could say, like, wait a minute, like, you know what I mean, let me see if this is really going to be able to help you, come tax times, because they're going to, like, I think they'll only let you write off up to, I mean, let's just say theoretically you could only write off up to 50% of your income or something, because there was um um a lottery winner like that, and we did work together, but he ended up like spending it. But he was a pleasure to work with. He was trying, he just kept helping so many other people, and that can get you too, just not being able to say no. Like he just was constantly, somebody was like, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, and then next thing you know, it's gone. Like it takes a lot. Like if you've never accustomed to having money and then you come into a lump sum of money, it is a very dangerous place to be. And that's when I really feel having an honest, licensed advisor to help you, that is looking out for your best interest, it becomes invaluable for your future, because you don't want to have to worry about work. Like I love it when I see someone that won the lottery and they still go to work. That means like they're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They're calmed down. They've calmed down. You just have to calm down. In there, I think, did they have like a $1 billion lottery the other day? 2 feet. I'm telling you, Deborah, walking is something. I must admit, I kept with my 10,000 a day all the way through this December. I don't know if y'all remember, I sent out a text to members saying that I was going to do 10,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? I think there might have been like a couple of days that I was out later, maybe I only got to like 7,000, but I always did way more than I used to do. Even New Year's Eve, girl, last night I was so tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. I trained in the morning. Then I had throws practice in the afternoon. Then I was still working. And then I had dinner with them. And then I said, I'm gonna walk and finish these. I think I had 8 I had to do 2. I was walking so slow. I was like, if anybody looks out their window, they're probably like, is that lady all right? But I did it. And then after eating, I even had carrot cake last night. I know that walking helped, because I only gained like point 0.2 after having Outback, which, you know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, that walking really made a difference. So, I think I'm gonna encourage us to continue to do that. I'm gonna continue to teach. She's like, Mr. Loach is like, JB gets on my nerves. He's like, you've been walking?
Yeah, I've been in the swimming pool more.
Oh, really? No? That's so good.
Water aerobics.
That's so good. But you've been doing it. That's so good. Like, yeah, at least 3 times a week. That's so good. And I know you do a lot of traveling and that makes it worse. Like, but even with that, like, that it's just those, I'm telling you, those extra steps, that extra anything, that extra stuff, like it is amazing. I'm telling you, we going 2026, we're going to push harder. We're going to be uncomfortable. we're gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna give, yes, 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 we can do this. And the more we don't want to do it is the more we have to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I heard this guy this morning, I think it was David Goggins. He said, sometimes I wake up and I just look at my sneakers for about 30 minutes. I said, dang, I thought it was just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go, whoo, I'm really gonna do this. I'm really gonna do this. And then the next thing I know, I'm doing it. But like, I used to feel like just going to the gym was enough. And now I realize, like, no, it's not. So I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna practice now. And I have a throws meet on Sunday. Outside though, it's so cold. It's cold. It's cold. But I'm layering up and I'm getting out there. No, they have the nerve to call it a polar bear meet too. There we go. But y'all keep going. If I can help, consider me your man to give you some valid, I promise, honest advice, love-based, sincerely. Sincerely. I promise, it said like, and I truly mean it. Like, I would rather lose you from being honest to you than to gain you by lying. I promise, the only thing that I can always guarantee, the only thing I can guarantee is truth. I can't guarantee how well something's going to perform. I can't guarantee but I guarantee you, I will tell you, you know what I mean? If you ask for my opinion, I'm going to give you my honest, professional opinion. And what you choose to do with it, will be up to you. But I feel like what helps me most in life is surrounding myself with people like that. Like, they say you get what you give, and I have to be able to take it. I have to be able to take it. Like when they tell me, because I like, hey, what do you say? When you got to dish it, you got to be able to take it. But when y'all tell me, and I need that and I deserve it. That's what love to me feels like. When y'all like are just, like you could have, like Ms. Deloach, you could have like lied to me and said, yeah. You said, no, I'm swimming, girl. I don't want to do all that compounding on my leg. I was like, oh, that's right. That's right. But I would have known, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have, but that was truth. And somebody out there needed to hear that. And they go like, yeah, I love the water. Actually, I should be doing that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it all counts. We get that movement in. 2026 is about movement. I had another client that passed away before Christmas. That's my second female client to die this year at home by herself. And I can't figure out the way around that. Like, do we need to have some sort of panic button? Do we need that, I don't know. And we need to like get into where you have a friend, and anybody out there, like if you live alone, have a friend that y'all check in every day. And if they don't check in, then that means I'm coming to get you. Like at least 3 days, they think she was there. So is the, I know. Yeah, so we just keep moving forward. But the truth is that we just don't know. We don't know the day, nor the time, the hour. Because I'm telling you, she was a walker, if there ever was one. She walked and was active all the time. So we just don't know. So I just say we do what we do for quality of our life, because I feel better because I'm walking. I'm not going to live forever. I don't know what's going to take us out. We don't know what's going to take us out. So all we do is what we do so that we feel better during our times here, correct? Because we can't control, like, I feel sorry for anybody that thinks if I do this, then I'm gonna live long. You know what I mean? They have a whole bunch of longevity studies. I'm not as interested in longevity as I am in quality of my life. adding life to my years. Well, love y'all. Y'all be blessed. And remember, man and machine work well together. And be careful. If you're connected to a machine, check out what you're paying, check out what you're doing. If you need it to be reviewed, let me know. I can do that. All righty. Thank you.
All right.
You're so good. So good seeing you. Happy New Year.
Same
I
with
know,
you.
I know Weta. I know Weta. You out there in Stone Mountain, Georgia, you can't get up. Take care. Mr. Loach is holding it down.
Yep.
That's right. Take care. Bye
All
bye.
right.
Bye bye. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you all so much for your time today. Mr. Loach really helped. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, KC. Soon as the buyer drove off the lot, it was used. Exactly. Big chunk gone. I know. Exactly. Keep walking, Deborah. Keep walking. Hi, Miss Cherry. Happy 2026 to you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Benita Daniels. Oh, that's so sweet. It's so good to see you in a great mood. I can tell your energy. You ready for 2026, girlfriend. I love it. Nita, I'll be checking on you. I was thinking about you. I should have texted you over the holiday. I just did not stop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sunrise. Thank your comment. Thank you. Thank you, Lavender. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. 2026, y'all. Let's go do it. Bye-bye. I am JB Bryan of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afro Economics. God bless y'all. Let's make 2026 our best year yet.